Hello everyone and welcome to BISP Solutions. I am CS Anjana Mishra, working as the lead functional consultant at BISP Solutions. I specialize in synthesizing and analyzing the financial data. I have 7 years of experience in NetSuite, HFM, FCCS. BISP Solutions is a tech company providing technological solutions across the globe. We have a far-flung proficiency in end-to-end implementation and support. Today, we'll be looking at holding a payment on a vendor bill in the Oracle NetSuite application. So let us start and move on to our NetSuite application. So holding a payment for a vendor bill basically is if when a vendor sends a bill to you. So that means someone is declaring that you have an obligation. Granted, it may not be legitimate, but we should recognize the liability and effectively have controls to avoid paying the bill until it is clear that it is safe to disburse the payments. Hence, what we do into the Oracle NetSuite application, we have a facility to hold the payment on any bill so that at least the liability that has been drawn is recognized. We have a GL impact of that liability because someone has shown that we have an obligation to be paid to that particular company or an individual. So what we do is we get a GL impact of that liability, and along with that, with the payment hold option into the NetSuite application, we get a hold on to the payment that will be made to that particular vendor. Because when we check the payment hold checkbox into the bills do not, the make payment button does not is not available to the vendor bill, and the vendor bills that have a payment hold enabled do not show up on the bill payments page also. And along with that, the electronic payment suite app does not process the payments that have a payment hold. So in that case, both of our agendas are fulfilled. So that means the GL impact, that is the liability, has been recorded, and we have a control to avoid the paying of the bill until it is clear, until the conditions of the payment are clear to us. So let us see how does the payment hold option works into the NetSuite application. Going on to the bills, so this is a bill. This was an expense bill that that I have actually recognized in order to recognize the liability to get a GL impact of this particular expense. Now, this was an office repair expense that was recorded. The bill was raised of 5,000. That is I've got an invoice of 5,000, but what happens is that there are certain payment to or payment conditions we are not getting match up. That means both the vendor and our organization, they are not in harmony regarding the payment terms, and hence that thing needs to be cleared, and then the payment shall be released for this particular bill. So instead of getting it or holding it into the approval status over here, that means for approval, and it is not approved, so that because we are, as I had informed you, the vendor and our organization are not in harmony regarding the payment terms. So what I have done is the approval status is approved, the bill is approved, so that we get a GL impact of this particular transaction into our books. So GL impact, that means this particular liability has a GL impact. It has liability has been created into our books for $5,000 in the name of AAA Consulting, that is the vendor name. But due to the payment terms issues, what we have done is I have checked onto the payment hold box. So that means this particular bill is not open for payment. So the make payment button, which usually is available over here in a normal bill, is not appearing over here. We'll see one of the Now, as you can see, this is a normal bill where a payment hold box is not checked. So I have a make payment button that is available with me. A tab is showing for make payment where I can click and make the payment for this particular bill. But into that particular bill for $5,000, that make payment button is not available. So the payment for this particular bill will not be made until this payment hold box is checked. Also, when I come to the paying of the bills, subsidiary was US West. This is the accounts payable, and this is the account from which I will be paying for this particular subsidiary's bills. As you can see, no bill for that particular consulting. Of course, this is a bill credit. So no invoice of $5,000 for AAA consulting is visible to me, so that I can make a payment to that particular vendor from the payment bill payments tab also. So what happens is I am not getting the make payment button into the bill also, and not into the bill payment uh, tab also. So what happens is when I check the payment hold button, I create a GL impact, that is I create a liability into my books, and side by side or simultaneously what I do is I hold the payment so that for that particular vendor, and the until the payment terms are fixed and agreed on, that particular bill will not be paid. Even, let's say, even if by chance someone, any of our accountant or any of our person by mistake, if he wants to pay, or if he selects for paying also, then also it is not available for payment. So this is what hold a payment into the Oracle NetSuite application on a particular vendor bill applies to. So in case of any queries, consultation, information, etc., regarding NetSuite application, you can of course get back to us at www.bispsolutions.com. Thank you so much.